Hello, this is Art Gains. Things are very hectic for me right now, so I can't put as much effort into these videos as I'd like to, but I do have some very big news. John Delarose has asked me to illustrate a NUKLA comic. NUKLA is a public domain character from the Silver Age of comics. In this video, I'll be doing something relatively simple. I'll be recreating the logo, or the title, NUKLA. I know next to nothing about NUKLA, except that he's some sort of nuclear man. And there isn't too much reference material on the internet that I could find for him. I'm going to have to go, I'm going to have to search harder. I found a couple of illustrations of him, but not very many. So this is a comic book cover I found on the internet, and I'm going to copy this, Control-A, Control-C, Control-A, Control-C, and paste that into this very large 3000 by 5000 canvas. Make sure that this, I'm going to turn this layer into a smart layer, and then scale it up. Now I'm going to be making vector artwork, so it doesn't really matter what scale it's at, because vector artwork can be scaled however you like after the fact. Change the opacity, and select my pen tool. Is that my pen tool? Yes. So let's start, I guess, with the letters. You know, some people, they aren't really aware that you can use Photoshop for vector artwork. Remember, I showed this to someone one time and they were shocked, absolutely shocked that you could make vector artwork in Photoshop. Let's see if we can add some little curves to these lines. Add a little bit of life to them. So John Delarose has sent me a script. I haven't read it yet, but I just wanted to get started with something, so I'm making the title. That's the N finished. I'm going to turn off the stroke layer. Let's turn this off. 0. There we go. Now I can see a little bit more clearly. I'm working on a 4K screen, but this video, of course, is just HD, so you might not be able to see all the details of what I'm doing. These last three letters kind of are attached at the bottom, so they're going to be one gigantic shape. Taking a slight liberty with what it appears the logo is there, but it's probably all right. There we go. Bring that opacity back up and assign a color to our shape. Say just something like that. NUKLA. Whoops, we have to put the hole for the A in there. Pretty cool. Now it'll look a lot better when we put some textures and things on there, but let's continue. Now the lightning bolt. Whoops, that's wrong. Let's turn off the fill. People named Phil are suddenly panicking. A bit of the lightning bolt is hidden behind the N there. Give some variety. Not quite sure what to do with this. Let's do that for the moment. Okay, now let's add a fill for this one. Let's make it this orangey color over here just to start. There we go. NUKLA. Looks like there's a bit of an outline on this thing. Kind of purple color. So let's make the stroke 1. Let's see how thick that is. Pretty thin. Let's make it a bit thicker. 3. Oops, I don't have the layer selected. There we go. 3. Yep, that's all right. But we want a purplish color, so let's select like that. Is that purple? Whoops, what's happening? And let's put a slightly dark outline on the letters as well. I'll select this dark blue and select an even darker blue and give it a thickness of 2. Barely perceptible. All right. Now, let's select this yellowy color here and drop a gradient on top of this background. I'm going to create a new layer which only shows up on top of the one below it. Go to Gradient Tool, Round Gradient. I prefer Classic Gradient. Ooh, already looks a lot cooler, doesn't it? And for fun, let's put another gradient on the blue as well, just because we can. Select the blue, select a slightly lighter color of blue, and kablam! Oh, it doesn't look any good. It's too light. So let's make the opacity of that layer a lot lower. There we go. So it's just barely perceptible. That's 29%. Let's make it even lower. 15%. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to move this gradient a bit. To center it there. See what we get. No, I don't like that. That was fine where it was. Okay, now let's put a texture on top of this. I'm going to select all my layers and make a group. And then put a pattern on top. Now this is a pattern which I extracted from some artwork by Mobius. And I have no idea if it was intentional on the part of Mobius, but it's a nice texture. And I hope it's loaded. Let's see what we get. Here's my patterns palette. I just click on this palette. Is that it? No, that is my fleece texture. I don't want that. Nope, not that one. Is that it? Oh yeah, that's it. This pattern has obvious seams in it. I know I made one which got rid of the seams, but I don't see it anywhere. Anyway, this is fine for the moment. I'll I'll find the one without the seams later, because they'll be barely visible anyway. We have to make this layer, set it to overlay. Ooh, look at that, pretty cool. Now that's a bit too intense. So let's go to, is it properties? Properties. Double click, there we go. Let's tilt it a bit and set the opacity of the layer to something much lower, not too low, about there. That looks good to me. There we go. We have our title, our logo, or whatever you call this. Let's just put a little background on here just for fun. Ugh, the tiling is too obvious there. All right, there we go. So at some point in the future, I will start drawing this thing and hopefully using some AI tools to make my artwork look a lot more like Silver Age comics style, which is pretty cool. Things are pretty hectic for me right now, so I can't really delve into the AI stuff too much right now, but soon. If you want to help me out so that I can continue bringing you content like this, plus tutorials so that you can learn to do it yourself, you can check out my book, The Screaming Void. It's available on Amazon as an ebook, hardcover and softcover. It's a good story. If you like Alien or The Chronicles of Riddick or John Carpenter's The Thing, you might like it. If you want to beat the algorithm, make sure that you sign up for my Substack. That's the only way to make sure that you actually get what you sign up for these days, because so much of the internet wants to second guess your choices about what content you want. Substack's a pretty good way to beat the algorithm. All right, thanks for watching.